Hello, this is Taoyuan, and here's my video reflection for TFI assignment.
Hello, this is Taoyuan. Here's my video for TFI assignment. Today I will explain my RPA solution and also the rationale behind the selected tools that I use for TFI assignment. So firstly, I want to show the main page. Is the complete process for assignment. As you see, each part of assignment was separated into its own workflow, and for the robot to be able to run all the workflows together, and invoke workflow is used to combine all the different process, and there are almost no user inputs, and also there are very few decisions that the program and user has to make, making the process very linear and simple. So firstly, we go to the first part is the scraping data. So we go to the financial summary Apple page. So in this page, for data scraping, I use the website called investing.com, and the reason for picking this website is because the friendly UI elements. The attached browser is to initiate the data scraping process. The browser is saved as IE browser. The image cannot shown is because I have already changed my file location. So I want firstly I want explain I use a click activity, and it extract the financial summary for Apple. The click activity is to click for the annual table to show. This is because the website when open shows quarterly data, but we are looking for annual. And the extract financial summary table, the data scraping activity has extracted the data as a form of table as it is recognized. And add data row to data table. The array is a list of years using the current year. And after adding data row, the data is transposed into the format that Tableau expects. So I use data transpose activity here. And after that, I use add data colon activity and assign activity. The two activities that I use is for to convert the data to Tableau to do visualization. However, the Tableau will read the first row as headers, so that the extracted data table is in wrong format. Data transport can perfectly deal with this error. And after that, the while loop activity loops through each row of the data table up till the last row, the condition. And I start from 1 as row 0 is the colon heading. The assign activity assigns the net income margin into the C5 cell. The loop ends, and this I equal to I plus 1 is to loop to the next row. After that, the try-catch activity is used to check whether the Excel file is open in the background and helps to close it. The try activity is for try and save the Excel file. The catch activity is for catch any exception that occurs in the try activity and close the Excel file if open. And finally, I use lastly, the final part of the try-catch method is to run the same activity as the try section, and this demonstrates a simple use of try-catch method. This is used to save data table into an Excel file. And finally, the close tab activity will close the browser. Other than that, in try clock, CSV file is done. It will log the message and close program if there are errors. In final block, it will run the red CSV again. Then use Ctrl S to save the file and close it. And this is my whole process for scraping data from scraping financial summary data from Apple in Westin.com. And for Huawei, the process is very similar, so I will skip this part. So after scraping data, next step is visualization. So in this task, we will use Tableau to do visualization. We need to make sure the UI elements are recognized correctly. Other than that, to improve the consistency, we can use hotkeys. Because clicking does not always work due to the changes in IDX values for certain elements. In order to prevent IDX values affect selectors, we should indicate element using the selected error instead of automatically generated one. So let look through the process. So for this is my visualization for Apple revenue. So to do visualization, the first activity is open the Tableau, and we click Sell More. The maximize window is done for consistency in the UI elements within the program. So firstly, we need click More to open the File Explorer and select the CSV file that I needed. To ensure the consistency, the director of the file is manually keyed rather than clicked, because UI elements can change if you use a click. Directly may not be always in the same default location. And after selecting the elements, it highlights the entire directory, allowing users to enter the directory path, which is done by type into text box this activity. So after that, send hotkey activity is done for consistency, since it can be used to enter rather than click. After that, send hotkey activity is done for consistencies. After that, send hotkey activity is done for I want ensure the consistency, and it can be used to enter after that, sendHotkey is done for consistency, since it can be used to enter rather than clicking, which can. After that, a sendHotkey activity is done for consistency, since it can be used to enter rather than clicking, which can use to open paths. The activity type into edit can type the CSV file that I needed into the file name financial summary Apple. After that, I use enter activity to open the CSV file and go to data page. And after that, the click activity is used to open the sheet and rename the sheet name to total revenue for the past 3 years Apple, and hotkeys and take screenshot is used for taking screenshot for this graph. And after screenshot, save image activity is used to save this chart to a JPG file named as Apple Revenue SS.jpg. So, same as the previous section, the Apple visualization for Apple is same as visualization for Huawei, so I skip this part. Then is the email is the PDF automation. So for the PDF automation, for the PDF automation, we have been given 4 different PDF files with similar features and text, while the position of elements is totally different. So our task is to extract the data from the PDF and save it in a new text file. So firstly, I use assign activity to assign the random number that I select as random number. Then next I use start process to open the PDF file. In recording process, I have used native Citrix in Acrobat Citrix, and to open the file, and the Acrobat reader that I used can be beneficial. The Acrobat reader can be beneficial for reading PDF, since it can easily recognize elements. And NP-ICT-TF-IV is standard for all 4 PDF files, so I use it and add the red. And after this, I use the variable as assigned just now and add it as a string, the random number dot string. And lastly, I add a PDF to save. I use PDF. NP-ICT-TF-IV is standard for all 4 PDF files, so I use it. And after this, I use the variable I assigned just now, the random number, and I want convert it to a string, so it's random number dot to string and plus PDF. Then after that, I use this find element activity and get text activity to find element and get text and save it. Then it will save as new variables for type into a new PDF file later. And lastly, write text file activity is used for save all data extracted from PDF file into a new text file, and I name it as PDF automation.txt. So the next section is the email automation. So we go to this page. The email automation, the input dialog I used is for enter the group members' email, and I just save the email to a new variable named email. The activity read text file is used for reading the text file we saved before, which contains data extracted from a PDF. The activity message box is used for showing the PDF to users to check whether it is correct or not. Then the following two activities are used for same reason, so I will skip this. Users can check the information from investment.txt. And lastly, the activity send Outlook mail activity. And lastly, the activity send Outlook mail will be used for sending email to next person. In my group, I need put Ming Hui's email into the two files, and the subject field I put proposal for investment so that he can see this email with a subject proposal for investment. And for the body field, I want Ming Hui see this email with attachment including the PDF information as well as the info from the investment.txt. So the body part is investment plus PDF. So the last one is the orchestrator. By setting up the orchestrator, firstly I need create a machine and a robot, and next we need use the key from machine to open the UiPath robot, for it can establish a connect by using the URL of the UiPath in the website. And the key generated from the machine, once released, it will appear in the process, and once the process is created, the robot will complete and can be updated to any version after release. So this is my dashboard, and to schedule the project to run at a certain time, we can edit triggers to choose the time that user want to run the project. So for example, if we want the project run at 6:19 p.m., then we just type in this field 18 hours and 19 18 hours and 19 minutes. It can be and it will exclude the project after 6:19 p.m. and so let's run the whole project to see whether it can be successful. So now is wrapping data from investing.com. We click a new report and now is open the Tableau to do visualization. We click more and enter the past. We name it as financial summary Apple for last 3 years. Then we draw the graph and the value is same as Apple. Then convert the data to PDF, enter, and now Minghui will receive an email from the output page. From the output, we can see the project already successful from the output. And we can see from the output the project is successful concluded. So I have already explained all process for my TFI assignment. So thank you for your listening. Bye.